And don't forget that Shadwell had a homebred mare winner or filly winner at Group 1 yesterday in Ishada, who I thought received the ride of the day. And I'm not just saying that, Jim Crowley, because you're on the line now. Congratulations on a brilliant British Champions Day.
Good morning, Nick. Thank you very much. It was a great day.
And just that image of you receiving your trophy there after the Queen Elizabeth II from Her Majesty the Queen, that was the image of the day, really. And for you, just how special a moment was that in the context of your career as a whole?
It was super, obviously, receiving the trophy from Her Majesty, and it was just lovely to be part of such a special day. I was very lucky to have such a good day, but the racing on show yesterday was as good as I think you could see all season for a long time. So to be a part of it was just unreal.
Talk about the wider significance for you in a few moments' time, but first of all, the rides themselves. Let's start with Baaeed. Lots was made of the ride given to Palace Pier, but fast pace, slow pace, medium pace, you always look to have him covered, to my eye.
Yes, I was a little bit concerned when the draw came out. We were drawn 10 on the wing of the field, but as it worked out, it was a plus, really. I mean, I could just track over and sit behind Frankie. I didn't get any cover from that draw, and he was a little bit keen because of that, and off a slow pace. And I thought for the first 4 furlongs we were sort of meandering along, and then the pace gradually picked up. And I was sort of looking at Frankie, looking at his legs, just wondering where I was. But I was always confident we had Palace Pier covered, and I just managed to get a bit of momentum up and sort of almost get our run going before Palace Pier, and that was that, really.
And he just cruised up sides and then just seemed to run so sort of straight and rhythmically for you. He looked like a horse, the absolute peak of condition yesterday. Do you think he moved forward significantly from the Moulin?
Oh, massively. I mean, I didn't know this going into the Moulin, but I don't think William had a clear run with the horse, and he was so relieved that he won that day in France. So he'd got him tip-top. The horse had been back to form at home, and he was working really well. So we knew we were going there in tip-top order, and my sort of only concern was probably the ground, because I think they were calling it sort of good to soft, and to be honest, it was generally soft ground and hard work. So I do think the horse would be better on quicker ground as well, which would be exciting. Extremely
exciting. He didn't look short of pace yesterday, even though it's been received wisdom that he'd do just as well over 10 furlongs next year. What's your thought on that?
No, I agree. I mean, we've always thought he'd stay 10, no problem, but just the way he's travelling in his races, obviously yesterday to do that off a slow pace, just goes to show, he's not a slow horse, and he's equally effective a mile. And I think, like you said, there's plenty of time to step him up to 10 next year, if we need to, in races like the Eclipse, and if connections want to.
Hi, Jim. Good morning. It's Richard Hoyles. I think the key point I'm interested in is when he sort of first came into your consciousness, really, because I'm sure had we sat down and done one of those looking forward to the season views, he possibly wouldn't even got a mention from William, let alone yourself. He really has been fast-tracked this year and coped with it all so admirably.
He's got a tremendous mind on him. He's so laid back. I didn't actually ride him in his first couple of races. I saw him win at Leicester, and he came from the clouds that day. I remember riding him in the Sir Henry Cecil Stakes at Newmarket, and he gave me a hell of a feel that day. And I think William said to me, "How good do you think he is?" And I said, "I think he's the best you've got." I don't think William believed me. He sort of laughed and pushed me away. But he just gave me an unbelievable feel. He's got such a stride, and he managed to he puts the race to bed quite quickly.
And just in terms of your own season, Jim, just noted the last 2 weeks you were, I think, striking at something like 40%. Everything seems to have sort of clicked perfectly for that incredible finale yesterday. Well,
yeah, you can only do it without the horses. I was thinking after Doncaster, when I hit the deck up there, I was a bit sore for a week or two. But look, things have just gone really well towards the end of the year. All the horses are coming out; they're running very well, and obviously, look, we're going to cut down next year, which is no secret. But hopefully, we'll still keep some some superstars around like Baid and Ashada, hopefully stays in training, and Moafet is another horse of Williams who's highly talented as well. So we've got some superstars next year, hopefully.
Let's have a look at Ishada. Brilliant training performance, but you were in the right place through the race. Did you go into the race with confidence?
I did. I mean, to be honest, I got too far back in the Ribblesdale. I had a high draw that day, and I decided to drop in, and it was, in hindsight, the wrong thing to do. And the winner got first kick of me, and then she went to the Yorkshire Oaks, and the ground was too quick, and she just didn't run a race that day. And I thought yesterday was just perfect. I knew there was going to be two front runners, and everything else in the field was held up. And I was just managed to get a lovely sit off the front two, and then ride my own race and sort of let them off and dictate my pace. And she was very tough. She loved a bit of ease in the ground, as does the second, and it was a really tough performance. She's a beautiful looking filly. I remember winning on her last year at Nottingham, and if I'm being honest, I didn't get a great feel off her. She was just a maiden winner. But she physically this year, from when she first ran at Newbury to when she went to Royal Ascot, she grew and filled out. She's an absolute stunner now. She's a gorgeous filly.
And she comes and picks up the leader very comfortably, and then you've got Rafe Beckett's filly on the outside. And the irony wasn't lost on me that the previous Champions Day winner you'd ridden had been in this race for Kirsten Rousing. That's correct, yep. Oriental Mystique. It was a fantastic day. So it's nice, a lovely race to win. Yeah, fantastic performance. I think it was Madame Chang, Jim. Madame Chang, sorry, that's her sister. It's all right. There's so many now, Jim. It's easy. I think. How can I forget? Sorry. I think you were entitled to one this morning. That's for sure. From your own perspective, how important was yesterday? This season's been another good one. You've ridden plenty of big winners, but by the same token, you've had a few brickbats chucked in your direction as well. You mentioned the ride on Ishada in the Ribblesdale, and William Haggas was quite public about a couple of the rides on Al Azi earlier in the season. Did you sort of feel emboldened by a need to sort of prove yourself a little bit? I suppose a little bit. Look, things don't go your way sometimes, and off the back of 2020 where everything just slotted into place and we couldn't do any wrong. This year, a couple of things just didn't go right, and sort of people start pointing the finger and stuff like that, and I think, it's one of those things you can either curl up or man up, and I just felt that, it just goes your way sometimes, and it's no different from any other sport. Footballers, they score goals and sometimes they miss goals. You just have to get on with it, and hopefully the tide's turned, and lucky for me, they turned yesterday. They talk about it in cricket, don't they, when a batsman's seeing the ball big? I sort of got the feeling yesterday you were seeing the ball big. Yeah, Nick, it's confidence, isn't it? And when that first horse went in, and you sort of puff your chest out and think, right, come on, let's go. And then things go from there, really. And it was lovely. It was a lovely day. My family came, and it was just one of those days, magic, really. That's what I remember from the day, I think, Jim. You mentioned your family were there, but I think everyone's aware that obviously it'll be a different operation next year. So for what has been a fantastic investment in the sport, Sheikh Hamdan obviously wasn't there, but all of the rest of the team were there. You and I bumped into Angus Gold in the car park. Yeah. Big smiles, Richard Hills. A fantastic way, if you like, to end that era of Shadwell and Sheikh Hamdan's involvement. Yes, look, Sheikh Hamdan, I owe him so much because he chose me and put me in this position to ride these horses. So for everybody, it's so sad that he's not around. But I'm sure yesterday he was looking down on us for sure. And him obviously to have bred by Eid as well. This super horse has come along. But Sheikh Ahitha is very keen. Obviously, look, as you said, the operation is scaling down. But as I said earlier, we're going to have lots of nice horses for next year. So hopefully those colours will still be seen in all the big races next year. Jim, thanks so much for chatting to us. Congratulations on what was a tremendous day yesterday. Thank you so much.